Are we actually recording now, or like? Oh.
Yeah. Hey guys, it's Jade. So this week on Worldwide Rejects, we decided to do review week. So you should know that from the past people who have already gone. So what I decided to do was to review the phenomenon that is 50 Shades of Grey. If you're not comfortable with this kind of if you're not comfortable with this kind of subject that includes all the stuff that's in 50 Shades of Grey, then the exit bar is right there. Just right there. Just go. Just go away.
On your left or right?
I don't know. I don't know where it is.
Depending on where you're sitting.
Yeah. I don't know. So, now, you're probably wondering who the hell she is. So, this is my friend Brittany.
Hi.
What do you do, Brittany?
What do I do?
Yeah.
I go to school with you.
Pretty solid explanation. Okay.
That's
So
it. I don't have a life. I just read and go to school and do what I have to.
Yep. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Me and Brittany have known each other for what, 4 years now?
We have.
Oh my god,
That's grade 9.
That's whoa.
Mhm.
Now we're in grade 12. That's a long time.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I think we should start reviewing now.
Yeah.
Woo! Okay. So, when it comes to the book, anyway, I haven't read it. So that's why this girl is here, is because she's actually read the book. So, what were your opinions on it?
I don't know. Like, personally, the book was really good. I think if you saw the movie, you could agree that they missed a lot of the book.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the storyline was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that there is any abuse in it, but
Oh man, there's a subject we gotta touch on.
yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of opinions regarding the book, only because there's different points of view from different parts of, not different parts of people, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people like feminists and things like that that want to argue that there's a lot of abuse in the book, when in reality she kind of agrees to it. But I personally believe that within the book, the reason why people think that is because there's no treatment in the book. Like,
Yeah.
it just kind of goes on the whole entire book with this thing happening.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of leave off at the end. They just split ways. There's
Yeah.
no treatment, like, oh, is she going to be okay?
Yeah.
It's just kind of
It
like,
just ends.
yeah,
Like a
there's-
dead end. So, like, from my perspective, like, I only saw the movie and I saw it online. I didn't see it in theaters. So, from what I saw from it is that, like, I heard that they already left out a lot, as you mentioned.
yeah.
And they didn't really, like, from my perspective, like, people say, oh my god, it was so graphic, and it's like, they barely showed anything.
Well, I guess in a way, like, if you're not open to sex and that kind of orientation, I
Yeah.
guess it could be, depending on the type of person you are.
Yeah.
But I would say when I kind of watched, or even when you read the book, they got into detail about it, and
they got into a lot of
you,
detail.
yeah, like, you wouldn't expect that they would show so much. I don't
Yeah.
think. I think it would be like one of those sex scenes where they just kind of showed it, but they cut off those parts
Oh my god.
that they didn't show.
Yeah.
And I think that's what made it so, like, whoa. Not so much graphic, but so much like, whoa, I did not see that coming,
Yeah.
sort of thing, right?
Like, the movie itself, I would say its storyline was very good.
Yeah.
But it's just, like, when it came to, what am I trying to say here? One thing, when it came to where the songs were played, I
Yeah.
thought where The Weeknd was played, when they played Earned It, I thought that was, no. Like, no.
Yeah.
I was like, why play it there when you could have been playing it in the Red Room? Like,
Yeah, but I really thought that Ellie Goulding's song played perfectly.
Oh my
Like,
god.
that one part, it was awesome, but that's just my opinion.
spoiler alert, we're going to talk about the movie in all depths of detail, so if you haven't seen the movie, then...
Just exit anyways.
Yeah.
I mean...
Anyway, so, where they played Love Me Like You Do, I thought perfect.
Yeah,
Like,
me too.
I was expecting it to be played there. Like,
Yeah.
or even, like, the first time that they have sex.
Yeah.
Like, because that's when they're technically making love, technically.
Yeah.
So I thought it was supposed to be, like, it was going to be there, but when they actually played the helicopter scene, I was like, that's so cute.
Yeah.
It really is. I was like,
Yeah,
"Aw."
me too. And I'm kind of happy that they played the Weeknd song at the end, only
Yeah.
because I thought the song was great. I like it.
Yeah. But, like, they also played it at, like, another part where Christian was just walking, like,
Yeah.
towards, like, a window, and I was like...
Why?
I was
That's
sitting
so
there, I was
irrelevant.
like, bruh,
I know.
what you doing?
I know.
It's like... and then Rita Ora was literally in the movie for 2 seconds.
She played a sister or something, right?
Yeah.
I was like, What kind of part is that? Like, they could have got any random. I think maybe because people know Rita Ora so much, she should have got a bigger part.
Oh my god,
right?
like, she literally had one line.
Yeah, that's
And I was like, was that really worth for Rita to be in the movie?
Yeah.
Like,
I want to know how much she got paid for that.
One-liner in 50 Shades of Grey, I would say she got a lot.
Yeah, more than my paycheck in a month. Seriously.
Okay, so moving on to just, like, from what we heard from, like, behind the scenes, like, on set, we actually heard that E.L. James, the girl who wrote the book, actually had
Is it a girl or a guy? I'd never figure. Is E.L. James a girl or a guy?
I'm pretty sure it's a girl.
Okay.
1 minute, look it up on your phone.
Alright. I think it's a girl. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a girl. Okay.
So apparently we heard that there was a lot of fighting on set.
Mhm.
And that the thing is, when it comes to screenwriting, I'm gonna get into film and all that shit. When it comes to screenwriting, and when it comes to the writer of the book, and when it comes to the director, you guys, those three people have to come to like a consensus saying what's gonna be in the book and what's not gonna be in the book. You can't be one of those people that's like, oh well, this is gonna be in it. I don't care if you wrote the book or not.
In the movie, it was kind of a little bit choppy and
editing was done badly.
Yeah, like in a personal opinion though, but I think the scenes that they did focus on, they were done really well.
Mm-hmm.
I think they got into great detail and they did leave out some of the major parts of the book, but
yeah.
I thought the movie was pretty good overall.
I thought it was, like, people, like, I saw all over Twitter saying that, like, oh, the movie sucked, blah, 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 and it's like, really?
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was good.
Yeah, and I also think that E.L. James and the director, I think they kind of got into a fight because, like your mom was saying,
Yeah.
like she wanted to follow the storyline where he had to make the movie shorter in some sort of way, and I think that's why it was so choppy, but from people that have watched it, like you and I, it reflected to us, and we kind of noticed it too, so I think on the director's part it was kind of bad, but
it could have been done better, in my opinion. But also, another topic that we have to touch on is the choice of actors in the movie.
Yeah.
Because people said Jamie Dornan was not a good choice for this movie, and that Dakota, is that her name?
I think.
I don't know. Who cares? And that she wasn't a good choice for the movie either. People have different opinions on this. Some people say that Jamie was perfect. Some people say that the girl who played Anna was not. And I think, like, they got Anna spot on.
Me too.
In my opinion.
I think she looked pretty pretty premature. I don't know if that would be the right word, but she looked
innocent
and young, and those sorts of things. And I think they got her spot on. But as I was saying about Christian Grey before, I think he kind of got thrown off. It wasn't the guy I imagined to play Christian Grey, but at the same time, the actor that did play him kind of had an awkwardness to him, which kind of made you intrigued to want to know what this kind of guy is and how he acts in those things, much like Edward Cullen in the first Twilight, right? Like, personally,
let's bring that up.
Yeah, like, I thought he was really awkward, and I think that's what made him so interesting.
Yeah.
But to see the love story between him and Bella, and to see the love story between, you know, Christian and whatever.
Fun fact,
50
Shades of Grey started out as a fan fiction for Twilight.
Yeah.
Which...
I honestly, when I read it, I thought it was just the grown-up version. They just got into more detail.
Yeah.
Right? And that's...
And it, like, to me, like, I just look at that, like, it started out as a fan fiction, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
It's like that...
I don't know. I just read the book, and when I found out the movie was coming out, I was so excited to
oh
see
my
it.
God.
But I would definitely see it again. Don't get me wrong. I really like the movie because, like I said before, it may be a little bit choppy, but the scenes that they did focus on, they did it really well.
Yeah.
And I give them a lot of credit for that.
Yeah. And you know what, when it comes to, like, movie making and all that stuff, you're gonna have to leave out stuff. Like, that's just how it's gonna be. You're going to leave out scenes. You're going to leave out parts of the book. Like...
But what made me upset, I was just like, they make Harry Potter movies so long, and I think,
Yeah.
although 50 Shades of Grey, I don't see that kind of movie being so long.
Yeah.
I think they could have added in more things and made the movie longer and improved the movie than having it cut up and chopped into little pieces. But that's just,
Like, it's because, like, every Harry Potter movie was, like, 2.5 hours easy.
Yeah.
And then this one was only 1:50, which in reality isn't, like, that long.
Yeah.
Because, like, you even look at the Hunger Games and it's, like, 2.5 hours as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I guess because 50 Shades of Grey kind of just started, and Harry Potter and those series are so long because they have such a long series, movies kind of have to be long, but...
Yeah, because considering there was, like, what, 9 Harry Potter movies? I don't know. All you Harry Potter fans who are watching, I don't know. I really don't care. But also, one other thing. People have been saying that this movie is all about domestic violence and that it promotes rape culture, and it's... I think we both have our opinions on that.
Well, yeah, because a lot of, I mean, I don't disrespect anybody's opinions because everyone's opinion kind of comes from somewhere, right? And I think a lot of the most opinions that have come from people are the feminists that read the book or watch the movie, right? And coming from perspective, I totally understand where they're coming from, going back to where I was saying how there's no treatment for what happens to Anastasia or anything. But I know a feminist that's been in a relationship for 2 years, and personally, talking about a touchy subject like rape or anything, Anastasia agreed to do these things.
Yeah.
So it's not like she's being disrespected as a woman, right?
It was consent. Like, it was consensual.
He gave her the option to be there or not, and that's what she wanted to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Because you can see at the end, spoiler alert, that she did end up walking out on him.
Yeah.
And that it just, elevator doors closed, and that's where the movie ended.
I really like that part, because they reflected the end, like the way they met in the beginning. I really like that.
There's even this comparison on Tumblr, it's like 4 gifs of them saying, like, Anna and Christian at first, and then Anna Christian at the end.
Yeah.
And, like, I saw it, I was like, that was before I saw the movie, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, but even in the end, you could kind of see that he felt bad for what he did. So I honestly feel like, although he said he doesn't love anybody and all these other things, you notice that that he slept with her. Like, he did these things that he said he would never do.
Yeah.
But at the end of the movie, when he feels bad that she's walking away, legitimately, like, you could see that there was a love bond there.
Yeah.
Right? And, I mean, when I was at Square One or whatever shopping, I went into the bookstore and I started reading the second part of the book. And in the beginning, he messages her and they start talking again.
Yeah.
So I really feel like this can legitimately lead on to love, right?
Oh, yeah. Because, like, in the second book, no spoiler, they do, like, it talks more about their relationship.
Yeah.
And how far they go and everything. Then the third book is when, like, they end up, like, doing all that stuff, family stuff and whatever. I'm not going to give it away. But all in all, I think, just from a review of, like, the trailer, the book, and the movie, this, I think it was, I would give it a solid 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
For that.
Me too.
Just in my opinion. I'm not going to give it a solid 10 because it could have been done better. Screenplay could have been written way better. Editing could have been done way better. Yeah. But I'm not going to touch on that because that's Universal Pictures' fault. But all in all, it was pretty damn good.
Yeah, and you kind of have to give the credit to them too because it's the first movie, right? I mean, I don't think a lot of the first movies are really good. They kind of just briefly explain. But then when they get the money to do all of these things, like, the movie gets better. Like, I'm totally gonna go off topic, but like, if you've ever watched The Walking Dead, like, legitimately, the first season of The Walking Dead, like, the zombies are terrible.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely terrible. You can tell they're fake, but eventually as the seasons kind of go on and people got more interested and money started getting more invested.
Because you get a bigger budget, you get all that stuff.
Things really improve. So overall, I think I'm really excited to see the next 2 movies if they decide to do so.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, that concludes my video for the week. If you want to follow me on any of my social media links, they'll be in the down bar below. Same with Brittany's as well if you want to go follow her on any of her social media.
I'm not an interesting person, but I mean, if you want to check me out, go ahead.
You only have 1,700 followers on Twitter.
Yeah, but I'm not an interesting person.
Oh my god. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, I'd just like to say 2 things that Jade wouldn't have social media if it wasn't for me. 2, I'm the first person to ever be in one of her videos.
Sure.
Which is pretty okay. The second person that's ever been in one of her videos.
First person from school, actually.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about that.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know my outro?
Nope. I've watched all your videos. I don't know your outro.
She's watched all my videos, I just know my outro.
Okay, let's do it.
1, 2, 3. And yeah, bye.